So the last few days have been really interesting. Moving when I feel called to move, going when I feel called to go, saying no when I feel called to say no. These are all the things that are helping assist me in getting more in tune with what feels authentic to me. And I was watching something, and I was watching a YouTuber. I'll put his information below because I thought it was an interesting conversation. It was about how he's a healer, and he had gotten a letter from someone that wanted to state that healers shouldn't get paid, and that they're really here for the love of humanity. And I thought it was interesting that he felt called to put it up. But then I thought, what an interesting perspective. We're in an infinite universe, and there's one person's perspective, and there's another person's perspective, which in a lot of ways I felt like they were coming from the same place, but they were taking different positionings. The positioning of the person with healers should not get paid was taking the position of this is a gift and this is what you do for humanity. It was coming from a lack mentality. It wasn't coming from honoring. So I thought it was really interesting. And then he was defending himself from a lack mentality. Now this is all my perspective, so I thought, wow, he would probably do all of this for free if he felt like he had all the money in the world to do it and could provide for his family. And I thought, we're presenting opposites to one another, which is really opposites of the same coin. So they were both having the same coin, but it was opposites. And I thought, in that process, it's the way the brain functions, the neurons in the brain. And I start to see how it was true for a lot of society, that two people are speaking, like for instance, an example would be two people speaking on their pain, and they're displaying it quite differently, but it's still their pain and the other person connecting to their pain, and them both expressing pain in that moment. I've been taking a lot of deeper dives into that myself, in identifying my pain and the pain of others, and how it's created a connection for us. So a lot of really great information is coming through on that. So how we're attracting the same pain, but from different perspectives. So when we're from different perspectives, when we identify we're in pain, we take our positioning, and our positioning is the perspective in which feels closest to our pain and our circumstance. I think it's so interesting. And then I thought, when I was listening, I thought, wow, I'm doing that too, right? From a pain perspective, from a spiritual perspective, from an abundance perspective, all different perspectives, but matching up with the same perspective, just wrapped differently, sharing a different point of view of that kaleidoscope. But then something else got pondered, and the other thing that got pondered for me was, isn't it interesting that we haven't thought outside of that box? It's two sides of the same coin in a lot of ways, with different positioning, and for reasons that people do position differently. But I found it fascinating that there was not another perspective like, hey, both are coming from lack, right? And no one's thinking, hey, I'm coming from lack, and I'd like to switch up my thought process to something that is more infinite and possible. Now, how many of us, when we're in our fear place, have that perspective too? I'm coming from fear. I'd like to switch this up and get into a more infinite love space within myself. Now, these are ideas and theories, and they don't always have strong application because I'm just noticing them. So if you're looking at me and saying, hey, Susan, you're not that from what you speak, I'm identifying, I see the theory, and I am going to put it into application. But I thought, since I was going to put an application, you might want to as well. So if we're feeling lack, right, we can start to think, hey, in an infinite universe, what greater possibility could I be considering and letting into my life? And then we ask the universe and our I am presence to assist us. And this would go to any subject matter that you can think about. Because our positioning, our current state of positioning in a subject, that is our Achilles heel. That is the part in which we are going to be gifted to bring forth a new possibility in our own life from an infinite universe, has to first be recognized and then asked. Once it's recognized and it's asked, the floodgates open, don't they? So let's do it. Let's do it one together. It'll be fun. So fear, right? I have fear around money, and I have fear around, the idea of charging someone, because I don't like the idea of taking something from someone when I can give it. That's my positioning. Now I go, in an infinite universe, how amazing could it feel to have an overabundance of everything? So it isn't about giving or receiving, because we should be able to give and receive when it feels integral to us. So it's not about that. It's not about the money. It's about not living in an infinite space inside self in regards to abundance of love and abundance of getting our needs met. And when we get our needs met, it feels so good. It feels so amazing. It feels so free. And yet, who is blocking us from getting our needs met? I am. Who's blocking you from getting your needs met? I don't know. You? Welcome to the mirror. It's kind of fun. And so I say, I want to feel the joy that comes from receiving. I want to step out of taking a position, Divine Mother and Divine Father. Instead, I want to hand over this position to you and remove it from my existence and show me what is possible. What is it? What's possible is everything. So show me everything. Show me abundance in love. Show me abundance in truth. Show me abundance in my capabilities and my superhero capabilities. Show me. I cancel all positioning, all contracts, all assumptions of what I think I know. When it comes to abundance, I give it all back to you. And instead, I want to feel what it feels like to, have abundant experiences where I cannot stop giggling because the food won't start coming out onto the table, or everything, or what it feels like to just have everything come way beyond my comfort level. I take the walls off my comfort level. I take the walls off my uncertainty that I can have it. I cancel those contracts. I cancel those agreements. I cancel any and all things that keep me from this most amazing, infinite abundance. Take me to abundant places I've never even imagined. Let me flourish in what experiences feel abundant to all parts of me. I trust. I open my arms up wide. I open my receiving up wide. And I say, yes, bring me abundance in the most ridiculous ways, in the most beautiful ways, in the most amazing ways. Let me live in a world that continually has me going, oh my God, that was amazing. I can only do this for myself and say I want this for myself and all others that are ready to want it for themselves. And I stand before you now as vulnerable as possible, and I'm going to assume the position. Assuming the position would be that, thank you, Divine Mother and Father, for blessing me with this opportunity and all the opportunities moving towards me at this very second, and all seconds moving past this moment, past this moment, past this moment. I want to thank you for all that you are moving energy forward to create this amazing, abundant, joyful wow moments that my arms are open and ready for. I thank you for them now, because I know asking is receiving, and I am receiving as I'm asking, and I can feel it, like the energy's rising. I can feel it coming in my direction, and I want to say thank you. And to all my mirror reflections, thank you for playing the game of the mirror. In an infinite universe, everything is possible. Let us, each and every one of us, inspire each other. Let us be the abundant giver as much as the abundant receiver, because it's fun to play both parts. And I abundantly send out love and a frequency that says, I ground this video in light codes of the highest love, the highest light, and the highest of sounds and vibration. I ground this video into divine reflection of the highest love, the highest light, and the highest of sounds and vibrations. Mirror, mirror on the wall, this reflection says it all. Mwah.